here as well. Alrighty, great news. It looks like they shipped it 100% as I plug it in here. So on the bottom, you do have your percentage symbol here. The input, I have the power cable inputted in here. So if I take that out, obviously it goes blank there. So with the power cable out of it, I'm gonna go ahead and hit my power button here, and we have out now at 100%. All right, flipping it back over here, we see PSI at 0.0, and this right here is you can preset it here for bars, 2.5 bars, PSI. If I wanted to go higher, there's PSI at 4, 4.5, PSI 36, that's for your car. So you flip through the different ones right here for, there's your bars for that, your bars for car, etc. So that's pretty cool there. Alrighty, folks, this is gonna be a prime example here. We just had another snowstorm after big snowstorms, which melted, and then we had nice weather, and then it's back to being really chilly again. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and pop the hood. We're gonna follow the directions, and this Toyota 4Runner is completely dead, and we're gonna show you a 20-degree Fahrenheit jump start with this machine. So let's go ahead and connect it. First thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna power on the machine. Now, as you can see here, I still have 100%. Now, for a completely dead car, you do need to have the machine above 50%. For something like maybe a lawnmower battery or something very small, it could do it 25% or over, but just make sure that you completely recharge it and store it properly. So if that something happens to you where you break down on the side of the road, etc., you can get back up and running. Okay, now looking at this particular battery, you'll notice that both cables are black. Now, very slightly, that battery terminal cap right there is off of the top of it, but that's how you can kind of determine that it's positive, or look very carefully, and you'll see right next to it right here is positive. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put the positive on the positive, which is the red, and the black on the negative, which is the black one. Our machine is already on, and then we're gonna plug this into the machine, making sure that our cables are not touching each other when it is plugged into the machine, just like this here. And the front screen is for PSI, so don't worry about that. And you have about 120 seconds to crank it over. Now, direction state, don't try to do 5 consecutive cranks without it working. So let's go ahead and go inside, and we'll turn it over. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, make a long story short, I thought I was filming, and it literally cranked over in about 2 seconds. Let me just go ahead and show you here. And that's now my second start with it on the battery. You do need to disconnect it, but it literally started after 2 seconds, and this 4Runner has been sitting and dead for months now. That's an excellent machine. Let's go look at our battery life and see what we got here. So this definitely passes my test in 20-degree snowy weather. Let's take a look at the machine here. Let's go ahead and take off our cables, making sure they don't touch. The machine is off right now, so it probably does that for safety. Let's undo our cable right here. And so I'm not sure, I wasn't paying attention to the unit. I didn't get outside after the first jump, but I'm at 75%, and that to me is worth every single penny, especially not having to depend on somebody else for jumper cables. And I could even jump another vehicle with this unit. Now, my dad's truck, the battery should start. If it doesn't, I haven't started this one in about 3 weeks. If it doesn't, I'm gonna do the same exact thing. We'll show you that if that needs to transpire or not. But that's absolutely fantastic. Now, another great feature, look at this bum tire. This does have a slow leak in it. We're gonna go ahead and start inflating this with the remaining 75% battery life left in this. Now, of course, you can use your cigarette adapter, but I just literally powered this car on. We're gonna let the alternator run that battery for a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the tire adapter here. Now, again, you can charge it right here, inflate with wireless, just means that it's not having a cigarette adapter, or you can click over to number 2 position, and that will inflate it with the cigarette adapter. That is with it on right there. Let's turn that off right now, and we'll go over to PSI. Let's go ahead and connect this. I have my hose adapter connected to the tube, which is around the back of the unit. Let's go ahead and plug this in and start inflating. With a completely dead tire like this might take a little while, but let me go ahead and show you an example here. All right, we got it clamped on right there. Everything's looking good. Got my PSI right here. I'm gonna inflate, and now we're inflating here. I'm up to 5.5 PSI. So again, this would take a little bit of time, and actually, I might have a crack now because of the winter time. I don't know if this is gonna inflate or not. Well, I'm up to 6. Obviously, that's too dangerous to drive, but I'm just giving you an example. So we'll let this run for a little bit, but that might be leaking out of the edge because that's pretty, that tire doesn't look too good right there. So anyway, it is inflating. We're at 6.5 right now. We'll let that go for a little bit. Obviously, I'm setting it right here, but do be careful with the snow, because if you place it upright like this in the snow, remember you have your USB ports on the bottom. Let me turn that off for a second. You have your USB ports on the bottom that you can charge your cell phone as well. I've been in a predicament where my van died. I lost all charge. If I had this, I could charge my phone. I called AAA and said, my phone's about to die. Here's the address. Help. Anyway, so let's go ahead and crank this up a little bit more. It's actually inflating. It's not taking as long as I thought it was. So this unit is definitely a big thumbs up in my book. Up to 8 right now. We'll let it run for a little bit. All right, we're up to 16 PSI after a few minutes here. My dad's truck did start, so there's no need to, barely started, but no need to jump that one. 16.5 PSI. As you can see, it's no longer flat against the soil. It's actually having some lift off here, which is a lot better for the car to have air in the tires. 17 PSI now since I've been talking to you. And we'll do that for the other back one as well, which is kind of a bum tire, just needs new rubber. They don't look too bad, but they're definitely old. 17.5 PSI, 18 PSI. So in 49 seconds, it's gone up 2 PSI. That's pretty good in my book. Also, don't forget about your LED lights as well. Even though they are small, they do light up enough light to be able to see what you're doing, which is nice. Again, 2 of those on the side of it here. And you just hit the power button one more time when it's on to illuminate that. Now we're down to 50% after 1 or 2 jumps. And then let me show you this. This is a nice little safety feature as well here. So you hit your middle button here. You go ahead and toggle this. This is a safety feature for how far it will pump it up before it senses it, and then it will shut off at that PSI. What's nice about that is literally I could go back inside the house. Let me go ahead and bump this up to 45 PSI now. And then all you do, so right now we're at 34. And so I could literally go back inside the house. It'll cut off at 45 so you don't overinflate, which is a huge thumbs up in my book for a safety feature for the unit. 36 PSI, looking absolutely fantastic. And right on the dot, 45, machine turned off. Fantastic. 45 PSI. Took a little bit of time, but not too terribly long. And ladies and gentlemen, this unit is worth its weight in gold, especially roadside assistance. You don't have to wait. Jump yourself, get back on the road, and get going. Once again, top link in the description box below will be this exact same unit where you guys can pick it up yourself. And let's go ahead and take a look here. Now, it does go in increments of 25. So even though it does say 50%, it's probably a little bit lower than that because it goes 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100%. So it's probably a little bit lower than 50%, but 2 jumps and 1 full tire, still 50% left. I'm gonna take this inside and recharge it. Just like all my videos, please don't go into debt for anything I do make a video about, but if you do have the cash and it does intrigue you, please go ahead and purchase on away. If you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button on your way out, helps the channel, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You did a great job. We will see you on the next video. My name's Chris. We'll see you on the next one.